once you realize that there is better. If you don't see better for yourself, you are not inclined to change anything. Uber this morning, I usually have conversations with the driver, and he asked me where I was going, and I told him I was going to go to church. Well, eventually I had to stop at my office first and then go to church. And then I asked him, does he go to church? And he says, well, I used to go to church. And he said, well, I don't go anymore. So I kind of just, probably a little bit more, to find out why. Did you have a bad experience? Something happened to you in church? And his response was like that he doesn't like the rules of people telling him what to do and what not to do. So I asked him, what time do you get up? What time do you start Uber? So he says, I start at 6 o'clock. And he goes on to say, I start at 6, and I go to about 11:30, and then I take a break until about 2:30, and I go again until 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night. And this is what he does as Uber driver. So he does that every day. That's his routine. And I put it to him like this, different people do different ways, but that's his quote-unquote system that works for him. I just related to him in regards to his responses to why he didn't like church or the rules. And I was sharing with him that, the Bible is just giving us, it's a system that works. Just like how you developed the system for Uber of what is satisfactory, or what brings you what you're looking for in life, the Word gives us a system of things to do and things not to do. So he knows he doesn't get up at 7:30, 8 o'clock and go out, which is a rule. He's given himself a self-imposed rule that he starts at 6, he ends at 11:30, what have you. He's developed his system. But this is what the Word gives us, a system for what we know is successful living. Another thing he mentioned to me was that he has a set quota of how much money he wants to make, which I think he said was $150 or something like that, throughout the course of a day. So he says that if he makes that money by 11 o'clock, the first time he stops, then he's good. He doesn't go back out again afterwards. If he happens to have a really good morning and he makes his quota, then that's all he does. He stops at that point. He's limiting what can really be given to him if he goes out and maybe makes $400, $500 by him stopping at whatever point and just ending his day. Our mind really can limit us as far as what we do. Our mind really does bind us. That's a little better. It does bind us because we'll stop at that point. So, if we're not satisfied with where we are, we really have to work on our mind to get that right, more so than looking for a windfall of money, looking for somebody to help us out or what have you, because this is where we have the limitation. Many of us go through life and we can effectively stay busy and we can do a lot of things, but really not be, as Grace said, productive. Kind of fooling ourselves once again that we're moving in the right direction. This is another reason why I asked the question. Because the question helps us to really pinpoint and see where we are in life. And don't just keep being busy and doing stuff and not really getting anywhere. If you're in quicksand, the sand is kind of disappearing beneath you and you're kind of going into the quicksand. Now, how many of us know how to get out of quicksand? The more frantically a person moves, the more they will sink down. The faster you move, the faster you go down. They said that there's two main reasons people die in quicksand. One is because they're moving too much and they go down. And they say actually in reality, if you don't move, you actually will not go past your waistline.
The sand moves under you. So, like when you move, like when you try to wiggle and stuff, you're freeing up space in the sand.
See, my oldest son, you've obviously studied quicksand. So one of the reasons people die is because they move too much. The second reason a person can die from quicksand is if they decide to not move at all and wait for someone to come help them. But they did give a remedy for getting out of quicksand. The way to get out of quicksand is actually you lay your head back. You actually will kind of, in a way, float on top of the quicksand, but you have to relax your body, lay back, and then you slowly start to move your feet out and bring your feet up, and you kind of slowly work yourself out of the situation. What I said before is that a lot of people are just going through and doing more and more and more, and thinking that this is actually getting them out of their situation. You remember, I'm going back to that a little bit before. It's kind of like you being in quicksand, that the more you're doing, the more you're kind of sinking into what you are trying to get out of. And you're actually doing more harm to yourself, even though you think you're doing good, just like in quicksand, by moving, by flailing around, by staying busy, quote unquote busy, but not really productive. So it's the same kind of concept. The way to get out of quicksand was to slow down, relax, you know, and kind of just ease back and just to step back from what you're doing. So, you know, for us, like I said, my whole thing before was, you know, why I ask these questions. The questions are to pinpoint where we are and to realize that we can stop doing some of the crazy stuff that we've been doing, because we all, every single one of us in here needs change. There's a scripture in Proverbs that says, "There's a way which seems right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." So in my first place, I said, why ask the question? And why we should ask the question is because we need the answer to begin change. Second place is, what is the question? Genesis chapter 3, verse 9 says, "And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where art thou? Where are you? Where am I?" What were they doing prior to this? They were hiding. Questions will help to uncover or discover what is hidden. There's things that are hidden to us that we just don't realize, and that's what questions help to do for us, to uncover ourselves. If we don't make measurements in life, you know, if you don't measure, let's say I want to lose weight. If I don't measure my weight, I won't be able to lose weight because I won't know what I measured to begin with. So the question, especially this question, where are you, is the first part of measuring, to know where you are, where you begin, where you started with. Because what does not get measured does not get met. What does not get measured does not get managed. What we measure, we improve upon. We have what the question is, where am I? And then my third point, which is my final point, was how do we answer the question? There's something that my wife does very often in our house. She'll be in another part of the house, and she'll call for me. Usually my first response to her is, "Well, where are you?" And it'd be nice if she just says, "Well, you know, I'm on the third floor in the closet," or whatever. But that's never the case. She'll give me one of those, "I'm here." So this question, the "where are you?" I understand the implications or the importance of this question and the answer of this question. The answer to this question must be truthful, and it must be a position, a measurable position. So where am I financially? It's not enough to answer that, you know, we're good, or we're paying our bills. That's like a here answer. It has to be a measurable position. So financially, you need to say, okay, how much money do I have in the bank or under the mattress, or wherever it is? How much money do I actually have? How much debt do I have? Have the number, you know? I have $2,000 in the bank. I have, you know, $1,000 of debt right now. So this is something measurable because we have specific information. Let's say we're asking relationships. You could say, you know, well, I have 10 really good friends that I would call friends. I have, you know, 3 of them that I speak to all the time. I have 1 of them that I can tell them just about anything. Really be specific in the answers that you're giving for these questions. Don't just say I'm okay. Don't just say I'm good. The where are you question is supposed to be asked across different areas of your life. It's not just a general where are you, but where are you, you know, in relations? Where are you in your leisure activities? Where are you spiritually, financially?